Hi everyone, welcome to Cooking with Al. Today I'm going to show you how to make Moroccan lamb shanks. This recipe I somehow came across a very long time ago, probably 15 years ago. It's a very simple version of Moroccan lamb shanks. It's not, it uses regular ingredients that you can get from the supermarket. If you do like Moroccan and you want to add things to this recipe like preserved lemons or other like apricots or nuts or whatever, you can, but I'm just going to show you the basic recipe that I used to cook a very long time ago. It's a great winter recipe. It can go in the oven as a slow cook in the oven, or I am also going to see how the recipe works in a slow cooker, and then once they're done I'll compare and see what I prefer. But uses very few ingredients. These lamb shanks, I have 4 here. 1 can of diced or whole peeled tomatoes. You use the same can to measure out a can full of chicken stock using stock powder, garlic, a knob of ginger, and a few spices. There's cumin, coriander, turmeric, cinnamon, and white pepper. So easy to get those sorts of spices from the supermarket. So let's get cooking. Okay, so just before I go and fry off the lamb shanks, this is how I prepare the ginger and the garlic. I've just peeled and I've got a knob of ginger here, a fairly large knob. I'm just going to give that a bash. I'm going to throw it in the casserole dish that I'm going to put in the oven. And I'm going to smash the garlic. Now you don't have to go to the worry or trouble of cutting those up finely, because all the ingredients tend to disintegrate while they're slow cooking anyway. So I just give them a little bash and then I just throw them into the casserole dish. Just allows some of the oils and the flavour to come out of that. Okay, so I'm just going to add some oil to the casserole dish, and I'm going to add the lamb shanks in. All right, so while they're browning off, I'm just going to add a little bit of plain flour. This will just help to thicken the sauce while they're cooking, just a little bit. And I'm going to season with salt and pepper. All right, those browned up nicely. I'm just going to now put them into the baking dish. And then I'm going to use a spatula to grab as much of that oil and other cooking juices as possible, because that's all extra flavour. So our lamb shanks that have been browned off on the stovetop are in the casserole dish. I'm just going to add 1 tin of the diced tomatoes. I'm going to add a good heaped teaspoon, probably more like a tablespoon, to the tin, and then I'm going to fill that up with water. And then I'll just pour that into the casserole. I should just make sure I get all that chicken stock powder goodness. All right, and then I'm simply going to add in the spice mix, and give that a good mix around with my hand. Just roll them around in those juices. Make sure the lamb shanks are all nicely covered. Tomatoes spread evenly through the tray. All right, at this point you could add a teaspoon of sugar, which I am going to, but you don't have to add sugar if you don't want to. I think these tomatoes might be a little tart. So just gonna add a little bit of brown sugar. All right, I'll take that off. And cover that with foil. That goes into the oven for 3 hours. Hi everyone, welcome back. So we're eating our lamb shanks tonight. So these lamb shanks here have been cooked in the oven for 3 hours. Or in the last hour I took the foil off. And then these lamb shanks have been cooking in the slow cooker. They took 7 hours. I'm just going to give them a little taste. So they're obviously not as much sauce. The sauce cooked down and reduced with the shanks in the oven. And there is still a lot of sauce in the ones in the slow cooker. The sauce does not need any more thickening down from the ones in the oven. I'm glad I put the sugar in. It takes away the tartness of the tomatoes. And it's really good. It is ready to go. It needs no further work or help along the way. Now the lamb shanks one, the sauce is very thin. You will need to tip the sauce into a saucepan and reduce it to get a deeper flavour for the sauce. But I'll just let me try the shank bit, the lamb. The taste of the lamb is just as good. It is literally falling off the bone. So this recipe totally works in the slow cooker. It's just the sauce needs extra help. And if you don't have time, it's a bit of a hassle to reduce it down to get that good intense flavour in the sauce. That oven works best for that. But if you're willing to live with a thin sauce, or you've got time to reduce it down, slow cooker all the way. Set and forget. It's really good. Anyway, I really hope you give this recipe a go because it's super easy and I really hope you enjoy.